All right, my man Eddie House, welcome to In the Zone, man.
What's happening?
It's great
Glad
to have
be
you here. I've been enjoying being on all the shows with you. You definitely do a great job. But I want to talk to you about your career. You had a nice NBA career, 11 years, 9 teams. That's different than a lot of players. And won a championship, of course, in 2008 with the Boston Celtics. Now, first of all, at Arizona State, you were Pac-12 Player of the Year as a senior.
It was Pac-10 at the time, but
okay, Player of the Year.
Yeah, exactly.
23 points a game. So when you came into the NBA, were you thinking you were going to be a star, or what were your thoughts?
Well, I think we all think that we're going to be a star.
Okay.
But getting there, going to Miami in the second round, 37, realistically, I understood that it was going to be an uphill battle for me. This is a veteran team.
You felt just to even make the team.
Well, no, I felt that I was going to make the team.
Okay.
I never doubted myself on that. And the way the conversations I had with Pat and Stan Van Gundy at the time, I felt very comfortable and confident in that. I signed a 2-year deal coming out.
Okay.
So I didn't think they was going to give me a 2-year deal and cut me. I was their first pick. They didn't have a first-round pick. So I was their first pick. And, of course, you have those thoughts, but then when you get there, reality sinks in. Like, this team is a veteran team, a veteran coach, and he doesn't really play rookies like that. And surprisingly, I got 50 games in. I played 50 games that year. I want to say in the playoffs, I averaged 16. Okay. So I had an opportunity against Charlotte, and we ended up getting swept. Yeah. But the time I was out there, I was productive. It was just, I think at that time, I was kind of getting put into a box. You know, I wasn't able to just – I feel like at times I wasn't able to just broaden my game because they didn't – not that they didn't give me an opportunity. I just think that they seen that I did this really good, this one thing really good, and say, hey, look, we're going to stick you over here and do that. And also I could say I didn't spend a lot of time there in the summers. I would come back, and I think that also kind of hurt me a little bit as well.
They looked at it
differently. Not knowing that I was out here working, but they would much rather have you there working. You know.
Do you feel like maybe under some different circumstances your career would have went differently?
I'm not even going to look back. I think I had a fantastic career. I played with a number of Hall of Fame players, a bunch of great coaches, some bad coaches. Mm-hmm. So I got to see both ends of the spectrum and, you know, capped it off in 2008, winning the championship. On my way out, almost won a championship, you know, lost. So I played on some really good teams. I only missed the playoffs, 3 times, I want to say. Yeah. Second year, third year. That was it.
That might be it. Wow. Yeah, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
To play in those big moments because that's really what you want. We were talking yesterday off camera about like you played with some tremendous players.
Yes.
And I think it'd be a challenge to find another player that played with a cast as great as you have.
Right.
So we were going over your first 2, I guess the all Eddie House teams.
Right.
Like of your teammates, give me your first team all Eddie House team.
I'm going point guard Jason Kidd, 2 guard Tracy McGrady. At the 3
over D Wade.
Over D Wade.
Okay.
I mean the size, the length. Just think about that. And you know I got J Kidd to facilitate to these guys. LeBron at the 3, C Webb at the 4, and I'm going KG at the 5.
That's a nice squad.
That's a hell of a squad. How many championships did they win? Not 1, not 2, not 3.
That's right. All right. Now, your second team, though, would give them a good game.
Yeah, we'll give them a good game. I'm going to go with Steve Nash, Vince at the 2.
Over D Wade.
Yeah. Paul at the 3. Chris Bosh at the 4. Zoe at the 5.
That'd be a good game. That'd be a good game.
They
would win not 1, not 2.
They would win 3. maybe 3 and 4, right? I don't know against that first team though.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a hell of a game.
I'm even gonna ask you for your third team because this shows how many great players you actually
on the third team, I could go Rondo or Tim Hardaway, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the champ. Okay. Even though Tim, I mean, come on.
Tim was probably. I mean, he obviously had better numbers.
Right.
Individually, maybe he was better. Obviously, Rondo won.
But I'm going to put Rondo because I'm going to have these guys Rondo could throw to. Yep. So I got Doe at the 1. I get Ray at the 2. D Wade at the 3, Elton Brand at the 4, Rasheed Wallace at the 5.
That's a good team. Man. The all Eddie House team, like I said, I think it'd be a challenge to find another player.
That's 3 of them. I might could pull one. I might could pull one. I'm not sure if I could
another
pull one.
one.
I might could pull one more out of there. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think deep.
Well, even if it's not a full team, who are some of the guys
so let's
you
go.
left off?
Let's go. Tim Hardaway. Oh, Thunder Dan Marley. I could throw Thunder Dan in there, and in his prime he was out there pretty raw.
To the finals,
so we'll go Thunder Dan. Scan all these teams.
Well, in Phoenix,
I have Steve Smith.
Steve Smith. Where were you with him at?
In Charlotte for a hot second.
Okay.
And then I'll go Marion and Amari.
I was gonna say
Marion and Amari.
If he was with Nash.
Yeah.
Whoo. Yeah, that's straight.
That's 4 teams right there.
All right. I assume. Correct me if I'm wrong. I assume you feel like the best player you played with is LeBron, or is that?
Oh yeah, most talent. As far as the most talented player, I have a story about in the morning. Right, we getting from shoot around. Then we're at shoot around, and we just played the night before. We're gonna watch film. So it's 9 in the morning. I mean, everybody's like, yeah. I might have just came from the club. You know what I mean? I'm like this, like sitting there watching. Right, everybody's like dragging, and LeBron literally walks into the room, picks up a ball. I mean, it's 9 in the morning. Picks up a ball, takes 2 real, boom, boom, bow, and then comes sit down. I said, he is really an alien. You know what I'm saying? For real, he's an alien. Like, that's crazy. It's too early. Can I get a little bit of that? Get the rubbing on his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who was, would you say, is the best coach you ever played for?
Well, I have a couple for 2 different reasons. Doc is the best coach that I played with. He was so good coming out of timeouts. Like, we were at like a 90% clip coming out of timeouts, what he would draw up. And it was crazy because at the time I really didn't pay attention to it until they showed that graphic one of them years. And then I started paying attention to how he starts games. So every game I'll go to him, what you got this game? And I would see what his mind was thinking. A lot of times he would try to get Kendrick involved early just to get him a touch.
Does he have plays set for you guys like the first few trips down?
No, it's not like scripted. No, it's just like the first play of the game. Okay, this is the first play we're going to run.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So while they're announcing everybody, I'll go sit next to him like, yo, what you got today? He'd be like, I'm gonna go with this right here.
That's
right?
a pretty good impression.
So
too.
then he gives me, he shows me, and I'm like, why are you doing that? He'll explain to me why. But I already knew. I just wanted to make sure I was on the right page with him. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing that he did. He trusted us as point guards. He let us call the plays. He didn't call it. He'll call a play. I'd be like, no, I see something different. He'd be like, okay, go ahead. Okay. He'll let you run the plays, and kind of like a quarterback. And you love that leash and that rope and that trust that your coach is giving you, because you do your homework just like he's doing his homework. And I'm out on the court and I feel different things. I'm seeing it different from what you're looking at. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to get him off right now. I could sense that he letting go of the rope. Let me get a play for him real quick. He ain't touched it in a few. No, let me get this. I got this, Doc. Let me get him off. You know what I mean? So that's why I love what he did. And he had a post of the locker room as well. You had games or at times stretches in the season where you're extremely tired, right? Like, and everybody knows it, but we're still coming to work. We're professionals. We're gonna get through it. But he sensed it. He's like, hey, you know what, guys? We'll just watch some film and then go get shots up and go home.
Okay.
Or get your treatment. Where I have another coach that, for different reasons, I love him as well, and that was Pat Riley. And the reason is he taught me how to be a professional. You know, I was a young kid coming in Miami. You know, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. He pulled me to the side and said, hey, man, what do you want to do? Do you want to do this or do you want to do that?
Now, when you say this or that,
do you want to be running out there clubbing and doing all this, you know, and not taking care of your profession and not being professional?
Yeah.
Do you want to be known as that, or do you want to be known as a guy that really wants to play basketball? What do you want to be? Like little things like that, and like the nuances of the game and little details of every single detail, paying attention to. You know, your film session, how to watch film, your film studies, to your scouting report, to how you're going to prepare and shoot around, like everything being detailed. I learned that part from him, and I think that's why, you know, I kind of love them for 2 different reasons. You know, Pat didn't have a sense of the locker room like that. Pat will run you in the ground.
Well, that's what I heard players have said, like with him, you in the best shape of your life. is that the case with you? And what is a typical Pat Riley practice like?
Well, it depends if you was winning or losing. Okay, because if you're winning, your teams take care of business. It's going to be a hard practice. Like my rookie season, we won 50 games, 50 and 32. I played in 50 of them. But you are going to be in shape. You're going to be You're going to be in shape, most disciplined, most unselfish team.
So during
around.
the
That's his
season,
saying.
He's running y'all on off days. Like, is that,
Oh,
or
not
is
on
it
off
more,
days.
is it mainly training camp where he
No,
gets you in
training
shape?
camp's crazy. But no, you maintain. Like he said on the thing, we maintain our players.
Yeah.
You maintain. You have days where you get on that bike and they're monitoring you, and you on the bike, you do your bike workout, then you get out there and practice.
Okay.
I mean, but I'll give you a story. This is how it is. When we were winning it, the practices were cool. But then that third year, I actually missed playoffs 3 years. Second year in Miami, third year in Miami, and the year with the Clippers. That was it. So that last year, my third year in Miami, he always would come out where he has a blue card, pulls a little blue card out, folded, looks at his game plan. So he lines you up on the wall, right? So he comes over, and we're all sitting on the wall, and he talks to you, and he's talking about a bunch of things, and he says, hey, guys, and this is right after All-Star break. He said, we are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
And y'all were that early?
Yeah, oh, man, we were
Wow.
terrible. I think we won like 11 games, something like that. He was like, we are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. I have an owner that I have to answer to, just like you have a coach you have to answer to. From this point forward, we are going to work, and earn our money. And if you have a problem with it, my door is wide open, and I'll get your ass out of here. And from that point on, we ran 3-hour practices every single day. And it will start off with 3-man weave, up and down, counted as one, right? Up and back, counted as one.
Okay,
you would go
okay.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. That's the beginning of practice. And end with that.
Dang.
Every day. So he was serious when you going to earn your money. Hey, you didn't want to do anything after practice, I swear. It was like, oh, my God, go home and eat something and just lay down.
It must have been that much harder knowing you're not going to the playoffs either.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's bad. I'm telling the vets, I'm like, hold up, time out. I'm young. Like, when y'all going to say something to this? But he running us in the ground. Like, what is y'all, when y'all going to step up? Nobody, I mean, that's the respect that Riles has, though, that when nobody really wanted to challenge, you know, because when you do challenge, I have another story about him. So when you do challenge him, right, we're in Vancouver. This is my rookie season. And we were losing to Vancouver. And Pat comes in, he tears up the locker room. I mean, TVs, garbage cans, boom, everything, right? We come back and win, like whoop them. So we on the bus, and then Tim is in the back, was like, I'm tired of all that negative shit. Right, and so Mace.
He said to Pat.
No, he said to us in the back of the bus.
Okay.
So Mace like, yo, ass ain't gonna say nothing, right? So we like, yeah, watch me. I'm gonna say something tomorrow. Watch. Okay, so everybody's like, ooh, okay, we about to do stuff. So next day come, we're practicing. I want to say it might be Santa Monica Community College. We were practicing that, and we were gonna get ready to play the Lakers. So we come in, and Pat does the little thing where he sits us down, he talks to us. And then, okay, guys, let's bring it in. Tim's like, ho, I got something to say. So he's like, okay, Tim, go ahead. He said, I think you just too negative all the time. You know, you don't got to be so negative. We came back and won. We know what we're going to do. You don't have to do it like that. And the whole time he's saying that, Pat is walking back and forth. He used to wear these Nike Cortez, right, the black ones. Yeah. And he's same outfit all the time. So he's walking back and forth, shaking his head. Yeah. And then Tim was done, and he was like, yeah, okay. That's probably the biggest bull I ever heard in my life. You see, that's the problem. You're either in, and I swear he jumped probably 8 feet sideways. Like, he's like, you in, boom, jumped, bam, or you out. That's it. No, you're just mad because I took your raggedy ass out the game. Right there, everybody's like,
I know dudes wanted to crack up.
Oh, man, I'm sweating over there. Like, me and Brian Grant next to each other. I'm tapping Brian. I'm like, can you believe it? So that's Pat right there, man, in a nutshell. And that if you're winning, it's you love it. It's winning and misery. That's how he breaks it down. It's winning and misery. And ultimate competitor, But I mean, just a million stories. I got another. You want me to give you
Yeah,
another
man,
one?
keep them
I got another one.
I want to ask you a question quick. How did Tim respond?
Tim responded was, just no. At that point, it was over. He got killed. He got killed. He just got what he said was, "I ain't raggedy." That's what he said, and that's when everybody went crazy, though. That's when we lost it, though. He's like, that motherfucker, he ain't raggedy. You know what I mean?
Did Riley even laugh at that?
No, Riles didn't. No, Riles was dead serious.
Wow.
He was dead serious. I got another one. This is how Riles would do, though. So Ricky Davis, my rookie season, he breaks his foot. We had Seton Hall practicing, and he breaks his foot. Blow.
In practice?
Yeah, we're doing line drills. He pops his foot. Boom.
Wow.
So the whole time he's supposed to be coming for treatment, right? He's not showing up to practice. He's not showing up before the games. He's just staying at home, right? And every day he's getting fined. He has no idea. Every single day, getting fined every single day. I mean, I don't know how long he missed, right? So finally, after a game, where were we coming from? We're coming from Minnesota. So after a game, we're coming from where was it? Minnesota? It might have been Minnesota or Texas. One of those. I know they're two different places, but all these games run together, right? Yeah. So we're coming from a road game, and as we're going, he's like, "Hey guys, we're gonna take a little detour." We was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "We land. We don't know where we're going." So we get off. We're on the bus. We're in Atlantic City, right? So when we get off the bus, Ron Cope was the trainer. He's sitting there with an envelope. "Here, guys, compliments of Ricky Davis." Everybody on the team got like $1,000 compliment of Ricky Davis.
Just to go gamble.
Yeah, we had like a day off in between,
Wow.
so we went there, and that's another story right there.
Was Ricky there at that point?
No, had no idea.
So he still didn't know how.
He
much
didn't know until we got back. We was like, "Man, we was just in Atlantic City on you, man. You should have seen the big suites we was staying in. We all had big suites. $1,000 to go gamble. That was lie. That was lie. I was like, thank you, man. Shout out to Ricky Davis for that night.
Now, one thing I've always heard about Pat Riley was his speeches, like that he gives the greatest, whether it's pregame, maybe halftime speeches or whatever. Talk to me about that.
Oh, they were
best as you've heard. Okay.
Best. How you want to run through the wall head first.
Did he do one every game?
It depend. He give you something every game, but it depended on the type of game, how good it was gonna be. You know, like how in depth, how he'll. One time they said, I wasn't there for this, but everybody told me, the vet said it was after a game they came back against Detroit, right? You know, the ice bucket people put their feet in. Yeah. They said he went and dunked his head in it.
In the ice bucket.
In the ice bucket, but he just kept it there. To the last second. And everybody goes crazy because they had came back and beat Detroit. That's what he was saying.
He did that after the game?
Yeah, after the game. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, that's the type of stuff he does, man. And he is a super motivator, man. That's one thing he could do. He can motivate you. Like I said, you get ready to run through a wall for him.
I felt like the championship, I know you weren't on this team, but in 2006, where Stan Van Gundy was a good coach, but I don't think they would have won that championship. They beat Dallas with D-Wade and Shaq if Riley hadn't taken over. Because I didn't think they were a great team necessarily, but I thought Riley just got everything out of them. Yeah, and with his motivation.
He did, and what's funny is that he called me that summer. It was between Phoenix and Miami.
The summer before?
Right before that summer, before the champion. He was like, I've seen you've matured so much. I want you on this team. I'm like, man, I'm thinking about going to Phoenix. He's like, man, he said that'll be the biggest mistake you'll ever make. And they went to the finals, and I always thought about that, like, he told me this, I could have been. But, you know, everything worked out because I ended up getting mine anyway. But still, I don't know. I'm not sure if Stan, and that's not a shot at Stan at all. I'm not sure if he would have been able to get the response out of those guys the way that Pat, because it's the respect that Pat has from everybody. You know, just been in the game for so long, been around the game forever. You know, when you think about Pat Riley, the first thing you think about is NBA. You think about the Lakers team he played on. You think about the Lakers teams he coached, you know, and then doing the job in Miami, those battles against New York, you know, things like that, things of that nature. So,
and he got on superstars as much as regular role players, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, for the most part, he did. But he would definitely get on the role players a little harder.
Okay.
You know, and that was just like trying to maximize what they have. You know, and it's different ways. He had a different approach than some of the other coaches. He had more in your face, old school, hard. This is how we're going to do it. To where some other coaches had a little bit more finesse to their game.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to get at everybody the same way. Some people don't respond that way. But you know, again, I don't think that Van Gundy would have been able to pull.
That like he did something where, because I was covering that closely, that finals team, and they had a trunk where everybody put a bunch of family pictures in it, all 15 guys.
Right.
And at the end of the championship, they opened it up. I don't even know if the players knew what was in the trunk.
No, he had a trunk. No, they didn't know what was in there, and it was like little cards, I think, of each individual player and the championship trophy. I think that's what it was. Okay. And then he had the one suit thing too. Remember when they went to days? I brought one suit.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of his pregame speeches. Get them going too. Like regardless, okay, they lose, you still got some extra games, but I brought one suit. You know what I mean?
That's those are some great Pat Riley stories. One of the things that's kind of an ongoing debate with a lot of people is, you know, guys like yourself, a Derek Fisher, guys that won championships, and then guys like a Steve Nash or an Allen Iverson who didn't win championships but obviously had these great Hall of Fame individual careers. Would you rather have the career where you're a role player but you win a championship or maybe more, or an Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, Charles Barkley, you know, great individual career, Hall of Famer, all-time great, but no championship?
Well, their bankroll a lot bigger.
I've always said I would go with the individual.
On that note, because the bankroll going to be bigger, but no, really.
It is a job.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it is a job. You know, you pay for your services. But I don't know. I think me, ultimately, winning is like everything. And I've adapted that same mindset that Pat Riley says, winning and then it's misery. You know what I mean? If you ain't winning, I mean, I don't care what we're doing. If I'm playing Madden, I'm trying to win. If I'm pitching quarters and trying to get it close to the wall, I'm trying to win. You know, whatever it is I'm doing, I'm trying to win at that. You know, I'm competing. I got a story for you for that. Just how hard my girl was like, hey, we're going to date night. Okay, cool. What we doing? We're going to go paint, wine and paint. The whole time I'm complaining on the way up there. I'm like, I can't believe this. I'm going to, I'm not a painter, okay? So we get up there, and as we're going, I'm still complaining, and then the guy says, hey, the couple that has the best picture wins a prize. Oh, I locked in. So I was like, no, come on, man, I'm on point now. And we end up actually winning it, though. You know what I'm saying? And we got a picture from the thing. It was like a heart and like ocean water. So mine was like the messy. I got a picture of it here. Mine's kind of messy, but I called it the storm, and hers was nice and smooth. So the name of the picture was The Calm and the Storm. So,
okay.
You know,
and
we
that
end up
comes
winning.
from Riley. That competitive.
Yeah, no matter what it is, you know. It comes from me, but it's winning and then misery. But it's just, you know, it's anything that I could compete in. So winning a championship and stacking them up as a role player, probably it feels a lot better than going through what they did. But at the end, that bankroll looked better, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
Very
that's the only
thing. Your championship 2008 with the Big Three, their first year. And you were with the Big Three in Miami, LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, in their first year. Didn't win the championship, obviously. Why do you think the group in Boston was able to come together and put it together right away and win a championship, whereas the Miami one and other Big Threes we've seen haven't been able to?
Well, I think the Big Three we had, they all played different positions, and they meshed perfectly. KG on the block, passing, and especially in Doc's system, a passing big who can score on the block but also could pass out of it. Paul, who could ISO, catch the ball at the elbow, catch the ball up top. The plays we had were perfect for Paul. Then our screen and roll plays were perfect for KG to screen and roll or pick and pop. And then our pin down plays was perfect for Ray. So we had a set for each one of them, and we could run different stuff and different combinations off of it. It's not like how in Miami is D-Wade and LeBron, kind of two similar type players. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ray's totally different from Paul. Paul's totally different from KG. And then I think with Rondo being the facilitator, Perk just wanted to be down there rebounding and learning as much as he can. But I also think that the bench played a big role as well, because you had Posey coming in with his experience, championship pedigree, and he was a stretch four at times, or could run the three, could guard LeBron, foul him up a little bit, give Paul some time. Myself come in, I could knock down shots and things like that. Leon Poe, coming in, giving us big-time minutes, especially in the finals. I want to say game 2 of the finals. He came in and had a big-time impact on the game. I think that's the reason why is that we had, like, the guys fit together. They weren't the same type of players. They were all stars at different positions.
Okay. Who we assume KG was the leader of that team. Is that the case? Or talk about that.
P was the captain. He was captain, but definitely the vocal leader, the defensive leader, and the lead by example was KG. Man, work ethic second to none. Really, hardest working superstar I ever been around.
Really?
Yeah. You would think that he was on a 10-day, trying to stay there. He'd be there early in the morning. He'd be there late in the weight room, working on his game. And then he wasn't a selfish guy that worked on his game and left. If there was somebody around, he'd come talk to the guys and say, hey, man, this is how you need to do it. Watch my feet when I do this, or look, come over the top. And if he playing you like this, he get in his stuff real quick. Yeah. And then, you know how thick it is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But a real good dude. So he was like our vocal leader, and basically that's why we didn't go back-to-back when he got hurt in Utah. That's the only reason why. Because I know for a fact if he does not get hurt, we run it through Orlando and we run it through the Lakers again.
Does that eat at you? Because I definitely feel like y'all should have got more than one championship. Does that eat at you that you feel like y'all might have left titles on the
what
table?
Eats at me more than that is I got traded the year after that.
Yeah,
and,
deadline.
But first-class organization, Boston all the way. But yeah, that's what the thing that ate at me. I mean, I cried like a baby after that. After we lost to Orlando, because I just felt like we weren't going to be that team. It was going to be some changes made, and I was part of that change. It was kind of crazy, but that's part of the business.
You have any stories that kind of illustrate KG's, whether it's his leadership or just his intensity? Because I heard his intensity was crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Too.
So one time we're on the bench, and you know how the timeout goes. The coaches walk out kind of by the free throw line and stuff. They're talking. So we're all sitting on the bench. It's me, Rondo, Ray, Paul, and KG. And Ray might not have been in. I might have been in for Ray. So we're sitting on the bench, and Rondo hit some water, right? He started, and KG, this is how intense he is. He's like, choke, damn it, choke. Like that. So I'm like, is he serious? But he was dead serious. But it was like, it was intense, but at the same time, it was comedy. So Doc comes back, we don't get a play in or nothing, man. It's just, we're all cracking up laughing like he just wanted his ass to choke on the water some more, coach. So we just went out there. But no, it's just, he's fun at times, but he is intense. I mean, it's hard to, what you see on the court is what you get, though. That's how he is. Mm-hmm. But off the court, just a real good dude, chill, family-oriented, and he's just best teammate as far as like being the cream of the crop, superstar of the superstars, as far as working hard and being a leader.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Rondo, you mentioned him. All types of stories about him butting heads with coaches, even Doc. What was that dynamic like? Because you said Doc would let Rondo kind of do his thing on the court, which it surprised me because I thought that was kind of why they butted heads, that Doc was, wanting to call stuff and Rondo would want to run his own stuff.
They butted head a few times in practice, and it was mainly just egos.
Okay.
Doc got an ego, Rondo got an ego, and that's what it was. So they bumped heads with there, but it was.
So is that Doc wanting to run something, or just correcting Rondo? Or
it was I think a combination of both. At the time, so it was depending on the situation because it happened more than once, but it was all good, in good competitive spirit. You know what I mean? Not to the point to where it's like they middle fingering each other and want to fight. No, they get in each other's face, but they're both competitors. And I think Rondo gets a bad rap because he's one of the most prepared guys. He watches film. He wants to be a coach one day, I believe, and he watches film all night. After games, all night. I've sat there with him, and
so
we break down
that night's game.
Yeah, we'll break down film and then watch the next thing and try to find what he can get. I mean, he's super prepared. If you watch series against Boston, you could see him calling out stuff before it even happened, calling the switch, and then baiting the one dude. He's acting like he knows this play. He knows that this dude's about to pop off. He's acting like he's hugging, then he gets the steal. It's like little things like that. He's so far ahead of the game because he pays attention to what's going on. I think that sometimes threatens coaches because he's more prepared than them sometimes. And you're like, hold up, man. No, I think I know what I'm talking about. Rondo like, nah, man, I've watched this over and over.
Wow.
And see, I think that's where Doc will give him leeway because Doc understood, like, no, okay, he is on point with his stuff.
Wow, that's interesting. All right, the other big three, the Miami big three, LeBron, Wade, Bosh. How different was that, particularly the first year? You know, did it feel similar to the big three in Boston, or was it completely different?
No, it was completely different. The big three in Boston, we knew we was going to win a championship. We felt the same way in Miami, but it was like everybody hated us except the Miami fans. And I think that kind of aided LeBron because he's not a bad dude. He likes to have fun. He likes to smile out there. But I think that thing just aided him, you know, the way people talked about him and made it look like he was selfish, but he also gave that money to charity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
from the decision show.
Yeah, from the decision show. So it wasn't like a selfish move. It was a move to help other people. Yeah, you could look at it and say, well, he could have did it another way. Well, how can you tell somebody how they supposed to do something that they want to do at the end of the day? That's why we live in America, right? Yeah. But, you know, everybody has opinion. We were hated. We called ourselves the Heatles at the time because everywhere we went. I mean, it was like how they used to say, you know, when Jordan and Pippen and the Bulls would come to town, like, it'd be so many people. Like, it really was like that. Like, that was the only team I ever played on.
At
the hotel. Anytime our bus pulled up anywhere, it was just thick everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, were they – I assume these people wanted autographs and fans. They wasn't, like, ripping y'all.
No, they wanted they wanted autographs.
So it was like a
fans.
circus.
Yeah, it was like a circus. Hotel lobbies was thick and stuff like that. So it was just like – that's the first time I seen that. You know, you heard them stories, and I'm like, I never seen this in the league. What are they talking about? And then that year, it was like that. So it was kind of crazy.
Was there more pressure? Did y'all feel more pressure? I mean, y'all, you know, LeBron had said not 1, not 2, not 3. And then just the fact that he was so great, and Wade and Bosh, was there more pressure to win it that year than y'all felt in Boston?
No, because we demanded we were going to win it in Boston, and I think we were doing the same thing. I think that's what he was setting up. I just think it was the team relied too much on the big three. You know what I mean? Everything was always funneled through nobody else. And when you win a championship, it's going to have to be other players. The big three are going to be a big part of it, obviously, but you got to have the role players step up too. Just like when they won it the next year, Ray Allen hitting the shot. Udonis Haslem came in and played well for him and stuff like. So you have to have these things happen in order to win, and we just didn't have it. I think that was a great learning experience not only for LeBron, but also Eric Spoelstra as well. To understand, like, hey, I don't have to just lean on these three. I have other guys, and I could use them because once they get going, it opens it up for them for the big three. So I think it was a great learning experience for Spo as well.
Did it feel like that first year? Because a lot of it looked like it was. You mentioned LeBron and Wade have similar games, so it looked like it was taking turns. LeBron, your turn. You know, D Wade, your turn, and the other one was just sitting there watching.
And they didn't want to step on each other's toes. You know what I mean? And then they got to the point where, man, if you rock, you rock. Because they're still going to get their money anyway. You know what I mean? They're still going to get their points, rebounds, and assists. No matter what, those guys go out there, they walk in, and they trip and fall into 15, 16 points. You know what I mean? So once they understood that once somebody had it going, hey, man, I'll let you rock, and then we can start rocking over here, get it when we can. That's the main thing that I see that they were able to do is because before they was like, oh, okay, your turn. You know, they just know how to play together yet.
Yeah. You mentioned not winning another title in Boston, eating you up. Your last year in the league was that first year the big three together in Miami when y'all were playing Dallas. Didn't win it. I think most people think y'all were better than them. That must eat you up to this day.
Yeah, well, losing in the finals, I think about that more often than I think about winning it. And that sting is more powerful than the joy of actually I won it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Because we had that game. We was up 15 points with like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter of game 2, and we would have been up 2-0. And then after they split, we went to Dallas and won the first game. So we up 2-1. And it's just Mike Miller said something funny in the locker room after game 2. He was like, this is eerily similar to when the Heat beat Dallas. And when he said that, it was just like, wow. He's right. It's very similar to this. You know what I mean? Like, in control of the whole series, it seems like, then all of a sudden, it's just swept from under your feet.
What do you think happened?
LeBron didn't show up. You know what I mean? That's just the real. It's not a knock on him because he always shows up and he carried us out. He just, for whatever reason, I don't know what it was. And there was a lot of stuff, in the back that people were talking about his mother with Delonte West. And, like, I don't know how true any of that is, but I don't. It didn't affect us as a team, but I think it could have wore on him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think the whole year being the villain and then this stuff coming, I don't know. I don't know where his psyche was at. I mean, I would come up to him.
You could see it.
Yeah, everybody could. Be like, hold up, man. You the motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody out here better than you.
Yeah.
We need you, brother. We need you. Come on, man. And at sometimes it was it wasn't that, like I'm here. Sometimes it was a disconnect. And whatever it was, man, he needed that to learn how to win. It's just unfortunate that I was on the team that took that L. You know what I'm saying?
So when you in his face, you got in his face like, yo, we need you.
Yeah,
you the man.
but
ain't nobody got
encouragement.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
saying?
So how was he responding?
I don't, like, sometimes it was a blank stare. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he like, yeah, but then I was feeling inside like, that ain't the real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I believe that for him to move forward and win like he's been winning and going through, because, I mean, he's on another level now.
Oh, yeah.
I think he had, unfortunate again, I was on that team, but he had to do that. That he had to go through that and feel that.
Yeah.
To feel that sting, to never want to feel that again.
When did you realize, maybe it was training camp, whatever, that he was on a different level from even the other superstars?
Oh, first time I ever played against him.
Against him?
Yeah, in the preseason game, and see how he covered ground in the pick and roll, how quick he was, because he was dominating the basketball all the time. He was running the pick and roll, how he makes passes and stuff. It was just perfect basketball player.
Where you rank him all time?
Man, he's up there. I mean, we got Jordan, right? So then Jordan's in his own category, okay? Right. So then LeBron.
All right, I got him second too.
Yeah.
Second all time. Yeah. Wow. But you need that ring. You got that one ring.
I got that one. I need that other one, man. On my other hand.
Now, in the 2011 finals, could you sense Dallas sensing that about LeBron too?
No, I could sense Dallas just sensing that the championship was in. They were able, where it was, like nowhere near them to grab. Right now, it's starting to come in their sights. Almost like a lion on the hunt. You've seen a lion how it's crouched down, they're slow moving, they're trying to get there, then that's how they were on us. It was like, hold up, oh yeah, look, we can get this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep coming. And then, I mean, you got Dirk, 2 Hall of Famers over there as well. Yeah, Sean Marion's over there. Yeah. Caron Butler was over there playing well. Jay Terry came in playing. They were getting it from JJ Barrera. They were getting it from everywhere, everywhere. And it was one of those things, man, and that's why I hate the Dallas Mavericks. They did that in 2011, and then they put us out in the Western Conference Finals when I was with Phoenix. And I truly believe in my heart, if we were able to beat Dallas when I was with Phoenix, we would have brought a championship to the city of Phoenix. Because we'd have played Miami, and we dogged them twice. The 2 times we played them, the big fellas couldn't play in our game.
Yeah, because y'all ran.
They couldn't play in our game, and so we were going to nullify them. Yeah, they would have been out on the court, but Steve would have been killing them in pick and roll. Mm-hmm. Shaq wasn't going to be showing all the way. Shaq going to be sagging off, and you have to show on Steve Nash.
Yep.
You have to show, or you have to trap it and get the ball out of his hands.
Yep.
I mean, that's the only way. Now you asking the big fellas to do all this extra rotating. See, that they wouldn't have been able to play in that game. I really truly believe in my heart that if we would have got there, we would have beat Miami.
What were some stories, say, about LeBron and D Wade that kind of illustrate their leadership or their greatness or something when you were a teammate with them?
I got this one. So we'll get on the plane. right? So after the game over, we'll get on the plane. They got food on us for the plane, and it was some bull. right? And LeBron came in, and it was funny because I was thinking the same. I'm looking, I'm like, what
so
is
it's
this?
different. Is it different catering?
Yeah, you get because they from wherever city that is.
Okay.
So
okay.
whatever it was, right? It was some straight bull. I'm looking, I'm like, what is this, right? We all talking like, okay, so now we just played 4-hour game. We got to eat Lay's potato chips because the food is garbage, right? So we over there eating chips, and I see LeBron coming. I'm laughing. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I said, yeah, you gonna have you a bag of these in a second, right? Messing with. He walked by. He said, oh, hell no. LeBron James don't eat no dog food. That was so funny, man. It was so violent. It was so true. But from then on out, though, that's part of the leadership I'm talking about. From then on out, it was on point. The food was on point.
You do good impressions, man. Like, is that seriously? Like, you did, I mean, from LeBron to Doc Rivers to Hardaway. Do you do that? Like,
no, I don't do that. It just, I know that's how they sounded to me, so I'm gonna try it.
Who on some of your teams, particularly some of your great teams, any of the teams, are there guys that are class clowns, like guys that are just hilarious?
That was me. That would be me. I think D-Wade tweeted that one day. He was like, funniest teammate ever was me.
Really?
Yeah, I would say that I keep everything light. You know what I mean? We about to go play. Let's have fun. This is fun. Basketball's fun. Let's have some laughs real quick. Now let's go out there and take care of business. So like with Phoenix, I would get in the middle of the circle and I'd do some dances, like do something to just get everybody loose and laugh. And they would want it every single game. So I had to come up with some new stuff. Like, look at the white shoes. Jimmy will tell you about it. I used to have a lot of fun. Then like in Miami, that last year, I'll come in the locker room. I just start anything. Like I think Mario Chalmers was wearing some Spaldings, right? Some Spalding shoes.
He played in those that year.
And then the basketball was made of Spaldings, right? I went and picked this. So we just gonna pump these up and play with this thing, right? Everybody start cracking up. Don't worry about the basketball. We're gonna play with them bum ass shoes. You know what I'm saying? But no, I just like having a lot of fun, man. Like laughing. I mean, we here on this earth, man. We need to just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like doing. You know, not too much at the expense of other people, but just having a good time.
Yeah. All right, so you were like the team clown, you know, joking
not
with
a
everybody.
clown. Don't call me no clown.
But like the class, that's complimentary. Like the class clown, you know, the funny.
I was the joker.
You kept everybody laughing and stuff.
Kept them loose.
In the NBA, especially on that Miami team with LeBron, with Chris Bosh, Wade, they consider themselves fashion plates. So a lot of guys like to dress. Did you ever get on guys with anything they were wearing?
Yeah, well, it would be like, it was in Boston a lot, and it was like everybody would do it. We'll start laying. So what happens is you come in, you see somebody you about to go out to get your shots up before the game. You look around. First thing you're doing is looking around.
In everybody's locker.
What they didn't wear today. And if you be like, oh, this guy, where's Waldo sweater? Look at this over here. Let me go. You go grab it and you just lay it on and sometimes you mix and match outfits. You see dudes' pants was garbage. You put them with the dude's shirt and then somebody's shoes. You be like, look at these clowns over here, guys. They're ugly as hell. Look how they dress. But so
y'all did that as a team in
Boston.
Yeah.
I started that though.
Okay.
I was the originator, the innovator. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we would just do that. It's just a lot of fun when you do it, man. It's because they're out shooting. They have no idea. They come back in and they whole outfit on the floor, and everybody just crazy. We can't wait till they get in. So everybody like lean back, watching, waiting. You know, what I mean, acting like we talking and stuff. And as soon as they come in, we looking at them. Oh, y'all some bull. Then we all just bust up, start cracking up, laughing. So it's good times, man.
How competitive were guys in terms of the way they dressed?
Guys were competitive, man. Guys be like, okay, hold on, or they'll be like, oh man, you got on that bull today. That's that bull.
But they think they look good.
Yeah, be like, who your tailor? Okay, I'm gonna erase that number. I definitely don't want that person. You know what I mean? Or like people who have cologne, right? I think I have the best taste in cologne. So somebody spray on something, be like, damn, who got on that giraffe piss? That elephant slobber, man. Get that out of here.
Now, Miami, and I don't know if this was the year you were there, but I mean, I remember Chris Bosh coming and stuff, LeBron, like they were, Wade, of course, sharp dressers, or, you know, they seem to take a lot of time to figure out what they were wearing.
They have stylists.
Yeah,
that's the thing they got. They have stylists, and they have people that tell them to put on the clothes. I wouldn't know if they would put that stuff together themselves, but the stylists are telling, hey, throw this on. They throw it on, you know, and they're making fashion statements. That's what they like to do. I'm more casual,
to your own
clean.
thing.
I like to be like timeless stuff. I don't really wear too much trendy things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I want to go back in the closet later and put it on.
Yeah.
The thing costs $100 and some dollars. The shirt, $200, $300. I want to wear that. Not just for that year. I want to wear it years later. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to wear it forever.
Yeah. Did guys like? Was there anybody on those Heat teams or even the Celtics that didn't even care what they were wearing, and guys would jump on them because they just wasn't up to snuff?
No, because some people you just let them go. You just let them live. A lot of times it be rookies. They come in and they don't know how to get it going, and it just ain't they don't have the money yet to really get what they want to get. So you just let them live, man.
Were you a gambler on the planes?
Yeah, we gambled.
Yeah. Tell me so. I know you got some stories.
We played Broussard, and them pots could get big. So in New York when I got traded, they was sweet. Oh, they was so sweet. David Lee, Eddie Curry. I'm talking about. I had them up to owing me like $30,000, $60,000, but I would give them cop outs. I'll give them cop outs This is what a cop out is. So we playing Broussard and the pot get big, and if you get booed, you got to match the pot. So say the pot gets to 10,000, right? Okay. Now he got booed, he got 20,000. Now we all ante back up. Now the pot is bigger, right? We hit a dude again, you get booed again. Now you owe me like 15,000, 20,000. I'll sit there and tell you, all right, man, cop you out 50% discount. Give me 10 now, or pay me the whole thing. David Lee, right in cut a check
on the plane.
Yeah, I'll take that. Give me that check. Thank you, appreciate it. Or dude be like, hey man, when we land, I'll go to the bank and I'll give you that cash. I'll be like, cool.
Wow. What was the most you saw a player get in one hand or one game of Broussard or something?
It like the biggest pot had to be like around 40 stacks.
40,000.
Yeah.
On the plane.
On the plane or in the hotel room. We get to shooting dice too. I mean, we play we gamble on anything, man. Any little thing.
What else? What else? Some of the things.
Go high card. They gamble high card. Drop the card, high card. Who got the highest card? Just when you get bored. Any little thing, man. I'm telling you, we gamble on anything.
Now it's not fair. You got a guy like LeBron making $25 million a year, and then you got a guy.
But he
didn't
gamble really.
Okay, but just in general, like. Any player you got a max player versus
it's
a
like
minimum.
When I was
player.
in New Jersey, you can't beat the bank. Jay Kidd and Vince Carter, you cannot beat the bank. They keep you win. Here they come. They're gonna keep it until
they can go high as they want. Right?
They can keep going and going and going, and then they can end up winning it back because there's no end to that reserve.
Would players not making as much not realize it and just say, "Yo, I'm out," or they just keep going in?
No, if you lose, you can lose and get up. Give up your seat. Be like, I'm done. Or you could dig in your pocket and try to play some more. It's all on you. But what you can't do, you can't win and then dip. You can't win.
You can't do that.
No, you can't. You can't win a big pot and be like, all right, I'm done. No, you can't do that. You gotta sit at the table and play. You gotta
lose it back, right?
No, not lose it or keep winning. Or eventually be like, man, I'm cool. But you can't win a big pot. You got to give guys an opportunity. At least a chance to get their money. Yeah. Like we shooting dice, you can't do that. Just I'm out. I'm up after I just hit y'all for 10 stacks. I'm gone. You're like, oh what? You won't ever be able to play again.
You were a point guard and a two, and I remember you. I feel like I remember you more as a two because you were hitting a lot of big 3-pointers and stuff. And at your size, that's difficult to do. To be a two guard at your size, how were you able to do it over 11 years?
I'm a basketball player. That's why. I'm not, whatever it is, I could get it done out there. Somebody's going to have to guard me. I'm going to have to guard them. I can be effective in many different ways, and doesn't necessarily have to be, because a point guard is this, right? What does a point guard do? Initiate the offense. Mm-hmm. After he passes that ball, what is he?
Then he's just like
a player.
Else, yeah.
Exactly. So that's how I look at it. I'm just a basketball player, and I happen to be able to shoot well, and that's going to help these teammates that I have. I just going to space out. They ain't going to be able to help off me. Mm-hmm. And if they do, bye, yeah.
Do you, the 3-pointers become such a bigger part of the game. Do you ever think like, man, if I was playing now, I'd really be getting paid?
I thought about that before, but hey, man, you can't think like that. You drive yourself crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. It's not for me now. I have a son coming up. Maybe it's his time. Maybe it's for him. What I've done, showing my professional playing 11 years in the league, maybe that gives him an extra look. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Knowing that I was a a professional that you could depend on, that you could count on, that showed up to work every day, no matter what, that worked hard, that was steady. You know what I mean? You could depend on. That's the only reason why you'll play on these good teams. The only reason why these good teams are calling you is because they feel like, hey, this guy, right? You know, they not calling on nobody that they can't depend on.
Yep.
You know.
Now you mentioned you got a son in high school. There's been a lot of talk LaVar Ball, Lonzo Ball, and his other two sons. What do you think about his approach with them? It's, you know, the statements that he makes and stuff like that.
Listen, I don't have a problem with anything that a man does that he feels is the best for him. I think that if he feels it's just the best move for him and his family, then you have to accept that. And, hey, that's what he wants to do. That's his choice. That's his decision. Do I have to agree with him? No. I think this is where I disagree. I agree with everything that he's been doing. He has 3 kids that never get in trouble, one that went to UCLA about to go to the league. He's been a father that's been there the whole time, taking care of them. Now, the part that I disagree is that he has the cart in front of the horse. What I mean by that is he's demanding all these shoe deals and things like this with no leverage right now. And if he allowed his son to come out and ball out, because if Lonzo doesn't come out and ball out, now everybody's going to kill the kid because of what the daddy been doing. And I think that's the only disservice that he's doing. He could have waited a year, let Lonzo go and do, because Lonzo's going to play well, I expect. Yeah. And let him do what he – now you come out with this stuff and say, hey, let's try to do this. This is what we're trying to do. You don't have to sign a long-term deal when you sign a shoe contract. Yeah, he could sign a 1-year deal and say, okay, can we we'll after this year, we'll do what we do. And then Lonzo Ball, now you could hit him with all this stuff. But I think he just got a little ahead of himself business-wise. Yeah. And that's it. But as far as a father and wanting to do the best for his kids and his family, I have zero problem with all of that.
You being a player, when you were coming up, how would you have responded to, I guess, your dad making comments? He's better than Steph Curry. He gonna be.
Dad, shut the up. Shut up. Be quiet. Yeah. You ain't out here guarding them. That's how I would have responded. Like, Dad, chill out, man. Chill, please. Just don't do that. No, really, I don't think my father would have done that again. But if he would have, I'd be like, hey, man, chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out, relax.
It's tough out here.
Because not only that, I think it's just disrespectful to the game. You know, he hasn't played one NBA minute, and you already saying that he's better than these guys. That's no problem to have that confidence in your son, but don't disrespect the body of work. You're talking about 2-time MVP. Yeah. You know, don't disrespect the body of work. And I think that's another thing that that I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? If I was to not agree with the two things is getting the card in, you know, not allowing his son to play and putting that pressure on him to have to deliver instantly. And it's both ways. He has to deliver for the business side, and he also has to deliver for the basketball side now. Yep. You know, and I don't think players are going to be like, oh, we're going to go to him to shut his dad up. I don't think that's it at all.
They're going at you anyway, right?
Yeah.
No matter.
Yeah.
How good you think Ball will be?
I played with J Kidd, and I played with J. I got a picture. Look, I'll show you. I played with J Kidd when I was in high school. And Jason,
in summer?
Yeah, summer league. And he was the best passer. And what I mean by that, he's a guy that passes you open, okay?
So he'll lead you.
He'll put
like
you somewhere. Yeah, exactly,
something?
like a quarterback. You coming off a screen like, oh, that dude's trail. I'm going to put it over there to make him have a longer trail. And that's the type of game that Lonzo has. Look at that picture.
So was y'all whipping everybody?
Yeah, we was kicking ass, man. Back-to-back champs.
Nah, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. How'd you feel about guys like me talking, you know, when you were a player, guys that get up here and critique and stuff like that?
Well, if they know what you're talking about, but if you up there just trying to kill people and that's all you're trying to do is talk bad about somebody's game and you ain't never been out there and actually done it to know how hard it is. Like, you know, when guys talk about this triple-double, about, you know, Westbrook, he shouldn't be the MVP. I'm like, y'all go to the rec league and play and never got a triple-double. You know how hard it is? Yeah, right. So he's in the league doing it with guys trying to stop him. So I think if you're killing guys just for the sake of killing guys, you know, that's when you have an issue. But most of y'all are good, man. Most of y'all are very professional, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's something about the league that the average person has no clue about? just how tough it or whatever?
Well, the travel. All you see and then the work you put in, you just see the finished product on TV. That's it. You don't see the hours in the summer. You don't see the hours before practice. You don't see the hours after practice. You don't see the time in practice, the weight room, the extra shots. You don't see the travel to where you playing back-to-back Utah, then you have to fly to Denver, or you in Utah, then you have to fly to Portland, or Utah, fly to Texas, get in at 3 in the morning, and then have to get up at 10 to do a breakfast walkthrough, go to the gym, hoop, then get on a plane and fly all the way to New York, get out there, whatever time you get out there, have that day off, and then get 2 more back-to-backs. They don't know the rigors. They just see the glitter and gold, you know what I mean, from the finished product and the money. But it's a lot of money that people are making, but it's hard work. And if it wasn't, everybody be doing it.
Well, look, it's been great.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Some great stories. Do you want to coach?
No.
I peeped a little of the knowledge you were dropping.
No, I don't want to coach. I want to do this, what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be able to talk and go home and go to sleep and eat.
My man.
All right.
Safe travels.
Yep.